Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing a diorama slash helmet shelf for our Star Wars wall as part of the Planet Endor collection, and we're going to be using a Black Series Stormtrooper helmet. I actually really love this Stormtrooper helmet. In fact, I own I think 7 or 8 of them. I don't know why I own that many. I just like them. They're kind of inexpensive. You can get them anywhere between like $35 to $55. And they're just really great looking helmets. Really the only negative to the helmet is the battery pack here in the back. I'm not sure why Hasbro put that there. They could have easily just put the door on the inside, which they do with most of their helmets. I don't know why they put it on the outside, but that's alright because we're going to be having it displayed this way so you can't see it. Now we're going to be doing some weathering to this helmet, and we're going to be using my tempera paint, which I've been using now for about a year and a half. It's a really cheap, inexpensive, very forgiving paint. However, when you're dealing with white plastic, you do want to do a little bit of testing on it because some plastics are kind of porous, and where sometimes I could put the paint everywhere and wipe it off with no issues, sometimes, especially with the white, you definitely want to test it because I think in this case it might actually stain the plastic if you leave it on for too long. So I'm going to be a little bit more cautious on where I actually put this paint. So I'm going to go ahead and shake up the bottle and put it in my little cup like I normally do. And I'm just going to start putting it. Starting to run out of this stuff. Actually, I'm going to need to buy another bottle. It's a few bucks for one. So I have it here, and I'm just going to put it on a brush. And I'm not really sure where I'm going to be putting all of this. I'm just going to be putting it in a bunch of different areas. That's one thing when I do my weathering is I don't necessarily have a game plan. And especially with this paint, I can kind of use it and then wash it off and redo it. Again, on this one, it might stain a little bit, so I want to be a little bit more cautious. Let me get this camera up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Come on, move it up. Oops. Right, a little bit of technical difficulty with the camera. So I'm just going to start putting this in different areas. Now you can use this same kind of paint to do like a sand trooper helmet as well, because they come in these colors here. And I'm actually going to be using this paint, I think, when I do my Fett costume. Just going to put this in a bunch of different places. Now this particular idea for this diorama shelf came more out of necessity opposed to just something that I knew I was going to do 2 years ago, and just now I'm starting it. I wanted to get a Stormtrooper helmet up onto the Star Wars wall, and I was actually going to be doing a Sand Trooper, but just how it all worked out, I couldn't put it where I wanted to. So as I'm nearing completion of the Star Wars wall, I was like, I have to get up a Stormtrooper helmet. Where am I going to put it? How am I going to put it on there? How's it going to tie in? And so this is what I came up with. Again, I much would have preferred to have done the Sand Trooper. And I'll still probably do a Sand Trooper just to do it, because I have so many of these helmets, but alright, so you can see how this is coming out. Get around to the back. So let me ask you guys, did any of you pick up the HasLab Katana Jabba Cell Barge? I know that just came out in the last few weeks. I personally knew about it at the time of the pre-order, but it was just so big, I couldn't figure out a place to put it. kind of the same thing with the Stormtrooper helmet and coming out with how I could put it up on the Star Wars wall. And I actually, I don't know, spent like a half hour staring at the wall until I came up with this idea. But the, man, that cell barge is just so huge. So I was curious if any of you guys ordered one or got one. I actually, after I saw some reviews on it, I was just like, I wish I would have ordered it. But again, I just really didn't have the space for it. And I spent the last like 3 or 4 days going in the Star Wars room or the Empire room and trying to figure out a place to put it. And I could tell you, I'm excited to announce that I did find a place for it. I don't have it yet, but at least now I figured out a way to put it in the room. I have to change around a couple of things, but hopefully I will be on the lookout for one of those if I could pick it up for a good price. Right now they're just way too expensive on eBay. And I really don't mind that people are trying to really get as much as they can out of them, but I'm not going to spend $1,500 or $1,200 for that. So give me a couple weeks and I'll keep you updated, and hopefully I'll be able to get one, and then we'll be redoing the Tatooine shelf, or the shelving for the Tatooine area, and we'll do really cool diorama with that. All right, so I think we're good with this helmet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let it dry a little bit. Probably some of it's probably already dried, but yeah. So see, when it dries, you can kind of wipe off. Like I said, you say I can wipe it off, and that's what I like about this Tempera paint. So I'm going to scrape some of this off. I'm going to smear some of it and then see how it looks, because right now it doesn't obviously look correct. And we'll come back in a few minutes. All right, so I went ahead and smeared some of it and let a lot of it dry. I actually just used a brush. I used a sponge and kind of just wiped it like that. And I left some of the areas with more paint so it wouldn't be all the same color. Kind of let you take a look. Now again, it's too messy right now, and then what we'll do is we'll just come back. I could either, let me see. This is totally like, I don't know. I can take some of this off, or I could use a towel, wipe some of it off. You see how it just got clear right here? So now this is more doing the weathering how you want it to look now. I can go back and take some of it off, leave some of it on. I can leave it darker in areas, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Like that. I can leave some more like underneath the eye. And again, this is what I like about the paint is now that you see it, I can go, okay, do I like it like this? Or do I want to take some of it off? Do I want some of this area cleaner? Do I want some of this area darker? And it's just a matter of wiping. And also too, I want to add some of that I want to add some of that brown paint, which I'll go ahead and do right now. Just going to put it in the same container, not worry about it being contaminated at all. Let's see, so I got the black, get some of this in here. This is like a dirt color, sandish kind of color, and I'm going to put it like down here. Kind of get a mixture going. Some more of it. So I guess this is why I got so many of the different helmets, because I could do, well, I have a Commander helmet, Shock Trooper, could probably paint one of these and make a Shadow Trooper. Stormtrooper. Combination of a trooper, I don't know. Get in here with this. A little bit of other color in there. There we go, a little bit of passion blue. I don't know which paint guy does that. There we go. And again, if there's some things that I don't like, I'll just come back and wipe it off. See, like I'll show you here in the back. Oh, let's get around to the back. So you can see here these watermarks from the sponge. I could leave that, but I actually don't like that at all. So kind of, I can give any kind of design I want on it. Or maybe I want it to go flow back this way. Come back here with the towel and do that. And then I'll also come back in here and again take some of it off. And what you want to do is you want to have a variety of shades. Even though we're just using the one black paint, by adding a little bit of water we change the different shading. You can see here on the top of the helmet here. Get these really cool designs. Again, if I want to take some of it off. Oh no, I took too much of it off. I got my thumb in it. It's not a big deal. If I can do that. There we go. This is too much. Take some of it off. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this until I'm happy with it. And then we'll start our next section. I don't want to put too much of this yellow, but maybe you might want to if you decide to do a project like this. And again, this is really simple, really easy. I bet you I could probably go take this under the sink and wash almost all of it off and start over again. Get up here on the top. So we'll hold the camera and paint at the same time. Multitasking. Look, oh my God, I put too much right there. Don't worry about it. I can either let that dry and then take it off, or I could just go ahead and maybe I could just do this with it. And it has now a separate mark like that. Do you like that? Maybe you do. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off one more time. I wanna get this helmet exactly how I want it, just by doing this exact same technique. I might go back through here a couple more times, wipe it, add a little bit more of this color to it. And our next section then will be doing the shelf or the base for it for the next part. So there we go. Again, you can see here on the eye how I got a little bit of that other color in there. And we'll either leave it that way or clean it up a little bit. All right. Ba-bum, bum, 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 bum. Boom, 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 boom. So you can see here I finished up with the painting. I still might go back through later if I want. I can still remove some of this. But now we're going to be moving on to the actual stand. I'm going to set this off to the side. This was a last minute kind of an idea to have the helmet actually kind of wobbling. Like it was in the movie when they were using the Ewoks were using it as like drums. This is just a, let's get a look at the whole thing. This is actually just a 99-cent paper towel holder. And then I just put a piece of styrofoam on top so the helmet would kind of sit off to the side. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. But now on to the base. This is one of our normal shelves. Now I've actually already started doing work on it. I actually started doing work on this like a couple months ago. This right here is just moldacine, which is this stuff right here, which I've used many times before. You just mix it with water, get it to the consistency of oatmeal, and just lay it down and then shape it however you want. And then I also used this turf paper, which is just, I don't know, turf paper. I got this at the hobby store, and I just cut it to size and just hot glued it down. So now that we have our general base in, also too, I drilled a hole here in the back. I'm going to be placing one of these trees after I do some other work, and it's going to kind of sit like that. Well, it'll sit like that once I hot glue it in. So now actually on to doing the moldicine. Let me see if I can get this a little bit closer. Anytime that I'm putting down sand or dirt, what I use is just some regular white glue, again 99-cent store. And what I'll do is I'll just put some of it down. If this thing isn't sealed up, got this out of the garage. Now, let me see. Try this one more time. Okay, well, I would put it down like this. Let me just take the lid off. Oh my gosh. Guess I should have done this before I started filming this part. Alright. I need a set of pliers to get into this. Thank God I have tools right here in my little junk drawer. Did I say drunk or junk? Alright. Looks like we got the lid off. I'm going to show you what I do. Get some glue onto here. Put a little bit here. And dribble some right here. Ooh, that's probably more than I need. Then I'm going to take that same brush that I did with the paint earlier. Hold this camera up. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread this on with the brush. If you see my video that I was doing the BB-8 diorama, it's the exact same thing. Remember I put it on, I said it looked like a Cinnabon, and I'm putting the white frosting on the top. It's the exact same thing. I used to use self-adhesive spray glue. That kind of got messy, and it kind of got in areas I didn't want, and it didn't hold down as well. This actually holds much better. I'm going to get in here. And I'm just going to show you really quickly because I don't want to just run too much time on this part. But once you get it spread out, and by the way, after it dries, it'll dry clear or you won't notice it. So don't worry about it going, oh, it looks white. That's okay. Get this off to the side. I went and got some dirt from outside. And I'm just going to sprinkle this all over, and it'll just kind of stick to the glue. And then once that dries, I'm going to I have some of this spray paint I found out in the garage. It's kind of like a moss green. Probably going to spray a little highlight everywhere to give an extra color. And then we'll have our base done. So I'll go ahead and stop the camera again. I'm going to finish putting the glue on, putting the dirt, doing the spray, and also putting the little tree on, and then we'll be right back. So here's the base completed with the helmet. And I'll just take this off really quickly. I didn't really want to spend too much time on actually doing the landscape because most of it's going to be covered anyways with the helmet, but that's how it came out. Now everything's glued down and solid, so there's not a bunch of loose dirt everywhere. And then, of course, the helmet goes here. I can put it at an angle. I might use that stand. And our final part would be to add a Ewok. Now, as far as the Ewoks, we're going to use this Hasbro. This is supposed to be like a 1/6 scale Hasbro. It came out a really long time ago. This was actually Wicket, but I did a paint change on him because I actually have him as well. He's going to be going on to another diorama, but so we're going to be placing him on the helmet. I wish that Hot Toys would actually come out with some Ewoks. I know that sounds kind of silly. I think probably a lot of people are like, oh, we don't want Ewoks, but I bet you if they did the Ewoks like they did Chewbacca with the hair, did like a 2-pack or a 3-pack, gave him some accessories, maybe the glider, and made like a really cool stand, I bet you most everybody would want to purchase them. I mean, yeah, I know Darth Vader's the coolest and everything, but Hot Toys, make some Ewoks. I know they sound silly, but I bet you they would look really cool on display. So for now, we have to use this one. And we're going to probably position him like somewhere up here on the helmet. Somewhere like that. Whoa, camera, hold on. So we're going to probably do him like that or something. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out a way. I'm probably just going to do some hot glue. And then we'll come back and look at the finished shelf. All right, so I think I'm finished. It's a little bit more tweaking I need to do, but I think overall it's the look I was going for. I did add some moss here, some moss over there on the side, and again you can see the Ewok. I just attached them with hot glue and got them up there on the helmet. And this will be part of the Planet Endor collection, so stay tuned for the rest of the dioramas. They're going to be coming out, and I shall talk to you guys later.